if you're stuck in a realm of trying to figure out what you think other people think or what other people think, you are going to be in a mess. Welcome, everyone, to the Napoleon Hill Institute Wednesday training. Been doing trainings for over 26 years, and it's a blessing to be a part of the Napoleon Hill Institute. As chairman of the Institute, I am so grateful for the opportunity to share the wisdom of Napoleon Hill and the applicability of Napoleon Hill's philosophies, strategies, theories, ideas into today's reality. And I appreciate everyone taking the time. Please email me, david@dmeltzer.com, if you'd like the training, exercise, and guide from today. Always available for you from Napoleon Hill Institute. Today's training is titled The Hill to Climb, Career Success Through Napoleon Hill's Timeless Plan. We're constantly told to strive for work-life balance, personal and professional balance, like it's some perfect state of symbiosis that we can reach if we just manage our time better. But in this balance, this facade of work-life balance, personal and professional balance, you can't get there from here. As Paula Coproni says, she challenges this whole idea, which I suggest you do as well. She suggests that the way we define balance is through productivity, control, and constant efficiency that might actually make things worse. Instead of chasing a balance that is an impossibility in the increment of 24 hours, we need to expand our perspective of balance into the realm of the infinite, not just the incremental 24 hours that we have each day. And we should have a work-life balance each and every day within the context of those 24 hours. Coproni encourages us to rethink what really matters. This isn't about doing more with less. It's about letting go of the unrealistic expectation of a man-made construct of 24 hours and balancing all of the different activities according to our personal and professional pursuits. And those expectations has us focusing on the meaning, the values, and how we want to live. And this guide, this exercise, this training, which I'm happy to send you, once again, david@dmeltzer.com, will break down these insights into 4 key lessons to help us reflect, reset, and find a healthier approach to life on our own terms, not controlled or dictated by a man-made construct of an unrealistic expectation of an incremental 24 hours that needs to be balanced with work and life. Lesson number 1, understanding Hill's legacy through a modern lens. Napoleon Hill was ahead of his time, needless to say, but we need to create a lens to the philosophies and the legacy of Napoleon Hill. Napoleon Hill is one of the most influential figures in personal development, the seminal personal and professional development leader, and has huge success in literature. His work has laid the foundation for so many modern self-help frameworks, experts, and subject and topics that have been discussed for almost 100 years. Understanding his principles helps us see success not just as luck or talent, but as something with definite purpose, intentional and learnable, taught and caught. Hill's Think and Grow Rich has influenced entrepreneurs, athletes, celebrities, entertainers, billionaires, millionaires, leaders across generations. What has made it so powerful was his shift from a narrow construct, a step-by-step career path, to a broader vibrational frequency, a vibrational journey, one that was rooted in belief, alignment, definite purpose, and faith. Success is not linear. It is infinite. Success is not linear. It's vibrational. Success is not linear. It's a frequency. You don't just climb a ladder, you raise your frequency to match the opportunities, options, touches of favor that are meant for you in your divine direction by identifying the divine detours as an indicator that you have a better place to be, a better situation to be in, and utilizing gratitude to find the light, the love, and the lessons in that detour, forgiveness in order to get ease and accountability to take control. By learning what we did to be responsible, by learning what we did to attract it to ourselves, by learning what we did to participate in that perception of it. We need to study Napoleon Hill's core works, Think and Grow Rich, Outwitting the Devil, 17 Laws of Success, How to Sell Through Life, and find the clues and the patterns that lie within in order to elevate our frequency, because everything in this vibrational frequency, everything is vibrating. Money is vibrating. It's an energy, and it transforms hopefully into good deeds, not conflict with heirs. Everything is vibrating. And the interesting thing about vibration and frequency is that we can only be aware of that which vibrates equal to or less than our own vibration of what we're doing, saying, thinking, feeling, and believing. And in its essence, awareness makes things easy because you're either aware of the ease or, even more importantly, aware of the dis-ease, the interference between us and the ease. And through these core works is everything vibrates from the earth, the plants, the animals, sound, light, thought, and the highest vibration of truth. That we can start with a great work called Think and Grow Rich, or success through a positive mental attitude. It allows us to be intentional with definite purpose, to focus on mindset, not the outcome. No longer will you tell yourself, I'll be happy when. Instead, you'll be asking yourself, for the sake of what? To find the light, the love, and the lessons, and that which has no evidence or evidence is contrary to where I want to be or better, in order to effectuate where we want to be or better by accelerating towards it, aggregating the resource, and exponentially providing outcomes that we couldn't even imagine. Napoleon Hill suggests that we reflect on our own career model, asking ourselves, for the sake of what? Are you following a script? Are you aligned with your unique skills, knowledge, and desire, creating a unique path, one which I define as a divine direction, which allows for divine detours and allows divine time to elevate the awareness of the solution within a problem. It is only man-made constructive time that exists between a solution and a problem. They are one. But in the human construct and human nature, it's impossible to see the oneness in a problem with its solution. So we want to shorten the distance of resistance in order to shorten the lapse of time between those. And so understanding that is the best way to see and reflect this career model. Stop following a script. Stop saying I'll be happy when, and start asking yourself, for the sake of what? Hill gave us the what and the why. Use this guide that I will give you, david@dmeltzer.com. Use this exercise, this training, to master the how. Know what you want in alignment with your divine direction by giving meaning to the past and aligning that to an unlimited, imaginative future, an innovative future, knowing that we'll never overachieve our own self-image. Ask and apply our why by the importance of what we want, by dissipating the interference between us and what we want. But understand, utilizing behavior each and every day, constraint by 24 hours. How can I best, and for the sake of what, get it done? Understand Hill's legacy through a modern lens of the what, the who, the how, and the now. 100% of the things you do now get done. Apply your why to it by identifying what you're doing to interfere with it. The second lesson are the 12 pillars of Hill's career success plan. The number one pillar is my favorite, and it stands out the most to me as a success plan in not only my career, but in my personal life as well. It's a definiteness of purpose. Know your what, your who, your how, your now, and apply your why. Be clear, concise, confident, clear, balanced, and focused to create a harmony to tie your values, personal values, experiential values, giving values, receiving values to your frequency. An elevated awareness of the lessons that lie within, the solutions that exist within the problems, the divine direction, divine detour, and divine time. Know your definiteness of purpose, leaving an open mind with an open heart and open hands in order to accelerate, aggregate, and compound exponentially for the sake of what you want. The second pillar in Hill's career success plan is self-confidence, self-love. Love on yourself and others will love on you. Faith is a muscle. Build it with consistent behaviors, positive actions, mindset, and heart set. You don't need motivation to get there. You need it to get up, to get back up, to get started or get back started, but you don't need it to get you here. Inspiration is what will get you there. The amount of time that you spend in spirit, not interfering with the void shortages and obstacles, the actions to the fear that needs to be right, offended, separate, inferior, superior, anxious, frustrated, angry, guilty. All of these things are putting you out of inspiration and requiring you to have motivation to get you back on track. You need to have the self-love, the self-confidence in order to effectuate the cells and the selves of the oneness of where you want to be or better. The third pillar of Hill's career success plan is initiative. Getting started. 0 to 1 is much harder than 1 to 100. The universe loves momentum. It loves speed. Stop waiting for permission. Stop attaching yourself to an outcome that creates so much resistance that you can't start. The Meltzer principle applied to the 12 pillars of Hill's career success plan, especially in initiative, is simply to be active, not reactive. It is the activities of each day and the behaviors in which are aligned with where you want to be better, and the ability to identify the behaviors that are stopping you from being there. It's very simple. Good behavior is aligned with where you want to be or better. Bad behavior is interfering with it. But none of it will happen if you are just reactive. You need to take action and be definite in purpose. You need to have self-love and create an initiative with it. The fourth pillar is called imagination. Notating, as I mentioned earlier, we will never overachieve our own self-image, never overachieve our own imagination. We need to practice imagination, and the best way to do that is to read books. I encourage you to read Think and Grow Rich, Outwitting the Devil, the 17 Principles of Success, How to Sell Through Life. So many great works by Napoleon Hill that will help you to understand the creative versus the synthetic imagination. We need to use both. Both imaginations will help to expand, accelerate, and aggregate who we are. Notating what? That will never overachieve our own self-image. Everything in your life exists twice. Everything in your life exists twice. Your career, your relationships, they all exist twice. First in thought, then in form. We need to make sure that creatively and synthetically our imagination is aligned intentionally with where we want to be or better. The fifth pillar in Hill's career success plan is action. Notating, Hill says that knowledge isn't power, it's applied knowledge that is power. You can know all you want, but if you're not applying it, what good is it? We need to take action with intention. We need to focus and pay attention to that which we do, say, think, feel, and believe in order to facilitate an acceleration and minimize the reaction to fear. spending minutes and moments interfering with our inspiration, and spending the majority of the 24 hours, which are guaranteed every day of our life, except for the last day, in minutes and moments interfering with our higher self, our better self, and our purpose. The sixth pillar of Hill's career success plan is with God, entheos, God, enthusiasm, to work with, command, co-create with God. Energy is everywhere. Energy is infinite. Everything is energy, and which means by definition, it's contagious. It elevates your frequency and awareness and propagates itself upon for the sake of what? A purpose greater than a pain. Enthusiasm with God is a force multiplier of an infinite nature, of unlimited information and unlimited power that can facilitate a multiplier, an exponentiality in every single aspect of your life, personally and professionally. Live enthusiasm. Live with God. Be a co-creator, a commander of the universe. And you will accelerate, aggregate, compound, and exponentially reap the rewards of enthusiasm, the force multiplier of everything and everyone. The seventh pillar of success is one in which accountability spawns an amazing discipline, a self-control. It's an emotional intelligence is greater than our intellectual intelligence. We need to utilize a cancel, clear, connect philosophy that's written in Connected to Goodness, which I'm happy to send with the exercise guide and book today. I will sign it, send it, pay for shipping and the book, david@dmeltzer.com. But we must understand the integration of emotional intelligence with intellectual intelligence. And when our intellect or our intuition or our inspiration is being interfered with, we cannot allow it into our conscious continuum. We need to cancel it from any inputs into ourselves and ourselves, because it will land in our subconscious minds. A repetitive, negative subconscious mind is the most destructive thing to our potential. We need to clear the negativity from ourselves, utilizing the positive mental attitude, not only to stop the inputs of negativity, but to continue them through the subconscious in a repetitive negative nature. And eventually allowing ourselves to control, self-control, the genetic and energetic inheritance of the epigenetic layer of our coding, our hard drive, our conscious competencies that rear its ugly head when we are afraid. Notating as we elevate our awareness, we elevate our stature, the higher the level, the bigger the devil. So we need to be a well-rehearsed, well-oiled machine in order to facilitate the practice of self-control. Because it's not just the definiteness of purpose, but it's the control of impulse, utilizing cancel, clear, connect in order to facilitate staying centered at ease in a clear, balanced, focused way with the acceleration, aggregation, and compounding of where we want to be or better. The eighth pillar of success is the habit of doing more than you're paid for. So many times people talk about exceeding expectations. I discuss, and so does Napoleon Hill, the management and development of expectations according to the time, emotion, and value that changes. Understanding that if we don't allow for the man-made constructs in order to effectuate the circumstances in our relativity of those circumstances, either by utilizing non-negotiable behaviors, hybrid negotiable behaviors, or negotiable behaviors in order to over-deliver in the respect of managing and developing an expectation. It is the management and development of expectation that gives a perception of over-deliverance. You get what you give, not what you chase. Because they're one. I promise you, if you chase it, you'll never get it. If you give it, you'll always get it. It's already yours. The habit of doing more than paid for will allow you to manage and develop an expectation of giving, receiving, and asking for more of an infinite loop of giving, which we discuss so often at our VIP dinners, which, by the way, will be in Boston tonight and Denver tomorrow night. Come and join us for a meetup holding court and VIP dinner. The speeches and masterminds all available to everybody. David@dmeltzer.com. The ninth career success, the ninth pillar of the Hill's career success plan. Have an attractive personality. Have an attractive personality. Elevate your frequency by being kind, consistent, and of service. Your brand, your neighborhood is your frequency. It's dictated by your essence of who you are, indicated by what you're doing, saying, thinking, feeling, and believing, and the behaviors that are aligned with where you want to be kind, to be consistent, and to be of service. Your brand and your neighborhood is your frequency when it's in action. Don't be an extra miler and be kind for a long time, one time, or be consistent for a short period of time, or be of service once a month. Live in the empty mile. Extra milers, man, they go the extra mile every once in a while. Then they use that to justify why they're not where they want to be or better. Be an empty miler. Go every day in an attractive personality. Kind, consistent, and of service, that's attraction. The 10th pillar, accurate thinking. Learn to separate facts from fake. Separate the facts from opinions, the judgments and conditions that ever have. Most people are giving you advice out of fear, not support. Separate facts from opinions and judgments and conditions will create a greater acceleration to where you don't want to be or better by showing you what's missing, what you don't have, or what other people think. And if you're stuck in a realm of trying to figure out what you think other people think or what other people think, you are going to be in a mess. Let's utilize accurate thinking and separate the facts from the opinions. Train your intuition, intelligence, and inspiration through a stillness and clarity, some sort of meditative state of movement or stillness or guided. It doesn't matter. Your intuition, inspiration, and intelligence can be trained to be accurate in its thinking, to align with the purpose in the divine direction, making every detour divine, and time is divine as well. The 11th pillar of Hill's career success plan is concentration of effort. We need to understand how to prioritize. Prioritization is the antidote to procrastination and feeling overwhelmed, two of the biggest problems that people have or face when they try to concentrate. They can't focus in on what matters because they don't know what's important to them, because they don't have a practice of non-negotiable, hybrid negotiable, and negotiable behaviors of knowing what I want today in alignment with where I want to be in the future by aligning the meaning of the past. Then I can determine who I can help, who can help me, how to get it done, and what to do now and what to do next, and apply my why. Time is the dependent variable of all matter. It is the only certainty that exists in the future. We are all guaranteed 24 hours. That's the only thing you can certainly depend upon. Except for the last day of your life, you'll be cheated. Maximize your concentration of effort. Your attention and your intention will follow the coinciding of the universe, the coincidences, the consequences, the results, the outcomes that you desire. The 12th pillar, the final pillar of Hill's career success plan, is tolerance is the golden rule. We need to lead with empathy and compassion, doing business right away with the right people for the right reasons, for the sake of what, not I'll be happy when. We have to utilize forgiveness in order to forgive others for what we think they think, or allow and forgive them for what they think I think. Utilizing forgiveness and tolerance as a golden rule to lead with empathy and compassion, to align the divine direction with the divine detours and divine time, allowing everyone to live in the infinite loop of giving. The more we give, the more we're given. The more we're given, the more we receive. The more we receive, the more we'll ask. As we understand Hill's legacy through a modern lens and the 12 pillars of Hill's career success plan, we must look at the tools to implement the plan. It's one thing to understand success principles. It's another to live with them and by them and through them. Without daily habits and the mindset, heart set, and hand set frameworks, even the best ideas will fade. These tools that are designed to help you remove the internal resistance, the interference, and apply the principles consistently, persistently in the pursuit of your own potential. A young professional reads Think and Grow Rich and feels inspired, but struggles to stay consistent because the simple things to do are unfortunately simple not to do. But after adopting the 5 daily practices, they build a structure. They make better decisions based off of what's important according to the circumstances and the non-negotiables and hybrid non-negotiables that are ascertained through experience, and begin aligning these goals with daily execution. Principles don't work unless you do. I'll repeat that. Principles and purpose don't work unless you do. Consistency, not intensity, drives transformation. These are the action steps in order to facilitate the tools that are necessary to facilitate the 5 daily practices to know your what, define clearly what you want each day in alignment with where you want to be or better, and align the meaning of the past, big or small. Know who you can help and who can help you. Know how to utilize non-negotiable, private negotiable, and negotiable behaviors and circumstances in order to facilitate the prioritization of knowing your now. 100% of the things you do now and next get done. Learn to prioritize by what's important to you, and urgency will become a subset in order to facilitate the lack of procrastination and never feeling overwhelmed. Take action immediately on what matters most. And most importantly, apply your why by identifying what you're doing to interfere with it. Make sure your efforts are connected to purpose, and that purpose is greater than the pain, not to pressure that creates more pain. Use mindset tools like Cancel, Clear, Connect, and Connected to Goodness. All of these tools, 5 daily practices, the mindset tools, the Cancel, Clear, Connect are all available. David@dmeltzer.com. Learn to identify the instant and obvious, the reaction to fear, the need to be right, offended, separate, inferior, superior, anxious, frustrated, angry, guilty, etc. And instead of resisting it, instead of creating more interference, instead of going over it, under it, through it, around it, instead of lying to it, manipulating it, cheating and denying it, just stop and breathe through your nose and out through your mouth. Drop down to center to ease into these principles, into these pillars, and roll in the divine direction. Roll into the divine detours, even though no evidence or evidence is contrary to where we want to be, and then utilize divine time for the right things and the right people and the right ideas to support your direction. The power of receiving is to remind yourself daily that I am worthy for everything I desire for the sake of what? Not I will be happy when I receive everything I desire. I will be worthy when I am blank. It is for the sake of what? Utilizing these tools of the 5 daily practices of knowing your what, your who, your how, your now, and your why. Utilizing the mindset tools of Cancel, Clear, Connect, Stop, Drop, and Roll, and the power of the infinite loop of giving, to give more, to give in more, receive more, and ask for more than more, so we can give more than more, and so on and so forth. When we combine the understanding of Hill's legacy through a modern day lens and utilize the 12 pillars of Hill's career success plan by implementing the tools of that plan of the 5 daily practices, the mindset tools of Cancel, Clear, Connect, Stop, Drop, and Roll, the infinite loop of giving, we now can conclude with the 4th lesson of today's training. Stories from the field. Utilizing the Hill, no pun intended, to climb the career success through Napoleon Hill's timeless plan, we can see the real world stories are how we learn. It makes the principle stick, and we need to learn to capture those lessons and tell those stories. We should only capture the lessons that resonate with you, not just the lessons that resonate to the positive, like I'm either humble or I'm about to be more interested than interesting, be kind to your future self and do good deeds. But more importantly, the ones that we disagree with, that we need to pay attention to, that are like Tabasco in a wound when someone says it. We're so disagreeable, agitated, and frustrated and angry from it. We need to capture that and then understand why. Why do I feel such resistance to a simple idea of what I think other people think? They show us today Hill's concepts that play out in high pressure situations. I mentioned earlier, the higher the level, the bigger the devil, that reveal the power of internal clarity through external circumstances and challenges. I work with so many top athletes that are underperforming due to a lack of definiteness of purpose and consistency. Once they define a clear purpose, both in the sports and in their life, their confidence, their comfortability, their ease and performance skyrockets. This definiteness of purpose became the foundation of every choice that we make on and off the field. It is the moments of clarity often that emerge in the moments of crisis. When we lead with purpose, and that purpose is greater than the pain, we change our trajectory. Our divine detour becomes promotion, perfection, love, and protection. So we need to elevate our awareness to identify these turning points, these divine detours. We need to reflect, remind, remember, and recollect on a time when the clarity helped us shift a paradigm of I am. What am I doing to interfere with it? Not I'll be happy when, but yet for the sake of what? And understanding this reaction to fear, this trigger that has caused us to create or even accelerate in the wrong direction. We need to look for these clues of interference. We need to find the patterns that define us energetically and genetically. And then we have to make the choices in our divine direction, utilizing the divine detour as an indicator that we have a better place to be, that we're protected, promoted, loved, and perfected, and allow for divine time to create the revelation, revealing to us our better self. What principles do you naturally apply in the moment? Look for that pattern, make those choices, see what you've inherited, and use it again on purpose next time. And that purpose will gain, it will aggregate, accelerate, and compound in its strength, its momentum, its inspiration to facilitate for the sake of what? A greater good. And we all will do well. In the aspects of capturing what resonates with us, we will learn through these stories. We will learn from other people's stories. We will utilize the efficiencies of capture of resonance in order to facilitate growth. We need to constantly, consistently, persistently read or listen to stories of other people who sit in a situation that we want to be in or better. Those billionaires, millionaires, entrepreneurs, celebrities, athletes, entertainers, who all at the highest level have a desire that they must be what they can be. They have a definiteness of purpose. These are people who have used Hill's principles to bounce back and level up again and again and again. And as we do this, we will close the gap between where you are and where you want to be. You will live in I am, not this is what I think people, this is what I want people to think I am. Your dream life isn't something you chase. It's something that you align with. It's a gap between who you are and who you want to be. It will fill itself and it will remove its own interference. You are already happy, healthy, wealthy, and worthy. Quit interfering with it. Success is not letting go for being happy when it is, I am happy for the sake of what? Go ahead, write a worthy list. Write out your mantra of who I am, happy, healthy, wealthy, worthy, whatever it may be. Align the behaviors. The good ones align with where you want to be or better. The bad ones interfering with it. The relationships, the opportunities, the activities, the non-negotiable, the hybrid negotiables and negotiables themselves will close the gap between the problem and the solution. A human construct of lapse of time that we expect occurs when a problem exists, that we must find the solution even though it's already one with it. Choose a small action, lower the bar, start something that brings you closer to the version of you that already exists. Keep on affirming to yourself, I am happy, I am healthy, I am wealthy, I am worthy. What am I doing to interfere with it? Utilize these lessons to understand Hill's legacy through today's lenses. Utilize the 12 pillars of Hill's career success plan. Use the tools that matter. Learn from the stories and capture that which resonates with you in alignment and disalignment, disagreement and agreement. And most importantly, let's close the gap between where you are and where you want to be. I am, what am I doing to interfere with it? Success is not a destination that you stumble upon. It's a structure you intentionally build. Napoleon Hill gave us the blueprint and modernized it into something alive, practical, and spiritually aligned. The principles in this guide are more than strategies, they're a compass. But even a compass is useless unless you learn how to trust it, calibrate it, and walk with it, command it daily. Your career, your happiness, and your impact all flow from the frequency you choose to live at. This isn't about hustling harder or chasing perfection. It's about turning into your values of personal experiential giving and receiving, removing the interference of I am, and aligning your intentionality with a purpose greater than your pain. The gap between where you are and where you want to be doesn't require much effort. It requires clarity, awareness. Remember, most importantly, be more interested than interesting. Be kind to your future self and do good deeds.